In this tutorial video, I'll be showing you how to create a Discord bot with memory. I've made a video like this in the past, but the bot didn't remember previous messages, so it was really difficult to have a conversation with it. In this video, we're going to fix that. Before we start, I'll be assuming you already have Python installed. If not, you can do so by following the tutorial I linked at the top right of the screen. Also, if you find these videos helpful, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications. If you'd like to see some of my other projects, then please also check out my social media, or consider supporting me on Patreon. You can also donate directly here on YouTube. All of this would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Let's get into the video. This is the bot we made in the previous video. I'll be explaining everything very briefly just to remind ourselves what's going on. The first step was to create a bot on the Discord developer portal and then get the bot to join the server. If you don't know how to do that, then I highly suggest watching the previous video. I'll also link it up here. The code for both the old implementation and the new implementation is also available in the description. As for our code, this first chunk just includes our imports. This second chunk handles our environment and setup. It basically sets up our Discord bot, as well as getting our large language model ready. Our LLM will be provided by Ollama, which is a program that simplifies the process of running large language models locally on your own computer. Next up is our bot's event handlers. Our onReady event just prints the bot's name once it's come online. The onMessage event is where the magic happens. Every time a user sends a message, we give that message to our LLM, which then creates a response for us. Our bot then sends this response back to the Discord server. This bottom part splits the bot's messages up into chunks of 2,000 characters because that's the character limit for Discord messages. There's also actually a mistake with this code, but I'll be fixing it later in this video. So how do we add chat memory to this bot so that it remembers the conversation? The way LLMs usually work isn't that you give it one message at a time. They work by giving it the entire chat history every single time. For example, you would assume that you hand over messages to the LLM one by one, like hello, and then it responds, then you ask it how was your day, then it responds, and then you send another message, and so on, one by one. The way they actually work is by sending hello, then it responds, then you give it back the full history. So you then give back hello, its own response, and then the user's next message too, which is how was your day. You give it all three of those. After the bot responds, you do it again. You give it the entire chat history, including its own messages. You might be asking yourself, how does the bot know what messages are its own and which messages are from the user? The bot uses labels like assistant for its own messages and user for the user's messages. Basically, every time the user adds a message to the conversation, the entire chat history has to be given back to the LLM, not just the new message. We'll be keeping track of the chat history by using a combination of lists and dictionaries. For our Discord bot, I've decided to use the following setup. The Discord bot will keep track of a separate chat per server per channel. So every channel will have its own history. We'll do this by keeping a dictionary for every server ID. Inside every server dictionary, we'll have entries for every text channel. Each text channel entry will contain a list of even more dictionaries. This list will represent that channel's conversation. The dictionaries inside this list will consist of the role, like assistant or user, and then the message itself. Hopefully that makes sense. But if it doesn't, then don't worry, you'll understand better once we start with the coding. With that said, let's do the first step, which is to create the main data structure that's going to store the entirety of our conversations. We'll call this conversation context, and it'll be a dictionary, hence the curly brackets. I'm also going to add an integer variable called conversation context limit, which will be the amount of messages the bot uses to look back into. So if I set this to 8, the bot will only look back 8 messages to form the next reply. I'm going to create a function at the bottom here called store chat, and we're going to call this function inside of the onMessage event every time a user sends a message and every time our bot replies. This function is how we're going to be managing our bot's memory. So first off, the parameters for this function will be the server and the text channel where the message was sent, as well as the message itself and the role, which will be either assistant or user. So now we know what server and channel the message belongs to. So there's two cases to take care of here. The first case is that there was already a conversation going in the text channel, and the second case is that it's the start of the conversation. We'll use an if statement for this. To check if there was already a conversation, we can see if there is a server and a channel entry in our overall data structure. If there is, we'll extract the current chat, and before adding the new message to the chat, we need to make sure it doesn't go over the limit that we set above. That's what this code does. If it sees the chat going over the limit, it removes the oldest message from the conversation. This part here simply then adds the new message to the chat. This is the format that messages have, a dictionary of 2 items, the role and the message. That's all we have to do to add our message to an existing conversation. But remember, we still need to handle the second case, which was the case where the conversation doesn't even exist yet. So we have to create it first and then add the message. Let's first check that the server itself has been added to the structure. That's what this piece of code does. After our server has been added, we can go ahead and add the text channel using this line of code. Again, this function will be used later to store messages every time a user sends one and every time our bot replies. There's one more function we need to make, and I'll paste it here. All it does is return the entire chat of a specific channel. Remember how I said that LLMs work by giving it the entire chat history and not just the next message? That's why we made this function, so that we can give back the entire conversation history. Inside of our onMessage event, we have to make some changes. Right here, we know that we have the user's next message, so we can go ahead and store it in the conversation history by using the function we made earlier. This is the server, this is the channel, this is the message itself, and this is the role, which has to be user because it comes from the user. The LLM response code doesn't change too much. We simply just have to remove the old user message that was being added because we just added it to the chat history. Then, since our user's message is in the chat history, we just add the entire chat history using the second function we made. This first parameter is the server again, and the second is the channel. This will successfully send the entire chat history up until this point to the language model. After we receive the model's response, we also need to add that to the history. So we just call the function again, but this time make sure to call the role assistant since this is the bot's message. That really is all we need to do for the chatbot and its memory to work. But remember how I said there was a small problem with the below code? Let's fix that first. Then we can run the bot. The issue with this code is that I accidentally used modulo instead of division. So the bot ends up trying to send way more messages than there really are, and it causes some errors. I'll paste the fix for this, and this new version should work. Before we run the bot, make sure that Ollama is running in the background. You can do this by searching for Ollama in your Windows search bar and then literally just clicking it. If you click on this little arrow at the bottom of your computer and you see a little llama, then it means Ollama is running in the background. Now, let's run the bot by clicking the run button and then go to Discord. As you can see, I have two Discord servers here. Both have the bot running. In this server, I'm going to use two text channels to show that it has memory per channel. And then on the other server, I'll also send a message to show that the bot has memory per server too. The way I'll test this is by giving each bot a number it has to remember and asking it to repeat the number to me when I ask for it. So in our first channel, I'll give it the number 1. In our second channel, I'll give it the number 2. And on the other server, I'll give it the number 3. Now, for the remembering part, back in the first server, in the first channel, I'll ask for its number, and it correctly says 1. In the second channel, after asking, it says 2, which is correct. For the final test, after asking this bot for its number, it says 3. So there we go. Each channel on each server gets its own memory. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notifications. Please also check out my social media to see other projects that I'm currently working on. And if you're willing to, please also consider supporting me on Patreon, or even leaving a one-time donation here on YouTube itself. It will be deeply appreciated. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.